All right, let's see. New game. The mini menu is located at the bottom of the screen. Right click to quickly access the save menu. Auto on? Oh, that's just for auto. Auto, I guess. It said auto on. I assumed it was something else for some reason. Okay. Um, what is that sound? Okay. I opened my heavy eyelids to an unfamiliar room. Oh, guess I was asleep, but where am I? This isn't my room. I turned my head to the right to see a small old-fashioned alarm clock on the nightstand. The time read 7:30. 7:30 in the morning or evening? I reached over to stop the alarm when suddenly I felt a dull pain in the back of my head. Ow! I sat up from the bed to rub my head and shut off the alarm. The pain subsided quickly, and when it did, they said it quickly, and it was then did I fully take in my surroundings. I found myself in a comfortable room. Soft lighting rested against the warm colored walls. The furniture was devoid of any dust or dirt, and the bed itself was extremely plush. An unassuming painting hung just above my head. I scooted from the center of the bed, kicked my feet out from under the covers, and began perusing the room of its amenities. A roomy closet, a small writing desk in the corner, and a single bathroom. It was overall a rather luxurious room without seemingly overly elegant in its design. The room is comfortable enough, but how on earth did I get here? Am I imagining this? Lots of big boy rooms. I hope I didn't hit my head. I went to the bathroom, turned the cold tap, and let my cupped hands fill with the crisp water before splashing my face. The chill snapped my senses awake as I took a moment to collect myself. Well, as far as I can tell, at least I'm in one piece. He's not Luffy. I noticed my everyday coat was on a hanger behind me. I pulled the coat on and adjusted myself. It wouldn't hurt to recall the basics. Log off, turn off stream. My name is Echo Pine. I'm a student at Calm Mind Institute, coming toward the end of my final year. Ashley! The last thing I remember was seeing my best friend Ashley off for the day as she went to take care of her horses. Ashley, I wonder if she made it home all right. I admit I was a little less thorough in making sure she made it into her house that late afternoon, but I'm sure she's all right. Or I hope. I racked my brain thinking about that evening. Ashley Westbridge. All right, thanks for the lift. And be careful with your ankle. I can't believe you insisted on driving even though it's sprained. It's no problem at all. Besides, my ankle is almost done healing, so it's no big deal. It's not like I drive with that foot anyway. I'm just worried, since I can't walk you to the door. I wanted to see if Applejack was in a petting mood tonight. My house is right there. You don't need to worry. And if she is, I'll make sure to give that kitty a good scratching for you. All right. Thanks. Night, Ash. Good night, Echo. I left the car in park and watched as Ashley crossed the lawn. I declined putting any more strain on my left ankle since it was still recovering from a sprain, but I remained ever vigilant. Her porch light wasn't on, so she got closer to the house. She faded into the evening shadows. I waited a few more minutes until I heard her front door close. Okay, time to get back. I shifted back into drive and let the wheels crawl before accelerating. But upon my slow gaze across the gravel, I didn't see her living room light turn on. I was worried, but I was certain I heard her front door close. Was I really certain, though? I remember clearly driving off. Wait, what? Nothing. Suddenly a darkness welled up inside me. Was I in a strange, unknown, remote location because I didn't make sure my friend was safe in her home? No, that would be absurd. Those two things can't be linked together just because I was less cautious than usual. I combined through the room once more and realized I didn't have any of my personal possessions on hand or in the room itself. No phone to call Ashley to make sure she's okay. Sure, there was an ancient landline service phone in the room, but I didn't know where I was to begin with. I started to panic. I had to get out of here. I got so caught up in my head and unprovoked fear that I threw the door open with full force, nearly hitting the person just outside. And that person just happened to be... Whoa, watch it. Ash? Huh? Echo? It was strange. The very friend I thought I suffered a consequence for not making sure they made it home safe was standing right in front of me for some inexplicable reason. You're okay. Ashley Westbridge, a dear friend of mine. She's what some people would call a horse girl, which seemed like a vague thing to call someone just who happens to tend to a queen. That irreverent thought aside. Yeah, of course I'm okay. But what about you? You're as pale as a ghost. I just got worked up is all. I woke up in this unknown place and I thought it was because I didn't see your lights go on in your house before I drove off. I rattled off the thoughts that stirred my fears just moments ago. Echo, it's okay. You don't have to worry about a thing. I made it home to take care of Hyperion, all in one piece. I was just a little tired is all. So I went straight to the stables behind the house. Behind the house and took the back door entrance. Sorry I worried you. Oh, this is the OG Danganronpa OST. Ashley wrapped me in a big familiar hug, and I immediately felt calm. Thanks, Ash. I know I shouldn't get so worked up about stuff like that, but sometimes I can't help it. You know, one thought led to another, and I just jumped to the worst possible conclusion. Oh, Echo, you needn't fret so much. You'll make yourself sick with worry. Dang, how did they say the oh, there we go. Oh, we can already save like that? Okay. I thought I'd have to do something else. Wait. However, I can totally understand where your worry might come from, especially in this scenario. Yeah, just where are we? Yes, that is the question. With my friend and heart at ease, I discussed the situation with Ashley. I told her that I woke up not too long ago thanks to the provided alarm clock, and her experience was just the same. She too felt the dull pain of a lingering headache upon awakening, and she too felt a brief moment of confusion due to the unknown setting. I couldn't find any of my possessions in my room. I tried to find my phone to call you, but no luck. I don't have anything of note in my room either. I don't have any of my things with me like my satchel or my phone. It's odd, although there aren't any answers to the obvious questions like how did we get here? Where are my things, etc.? I strangely feel comfortable here. I think it might be that super plush bed, not going to lie. I'd really like that back at home. We laughed amongst ourselves and decided to explore what seemed to be some sort of mansion. I still felt uneasy, but thanks to seeing a familiar face, I felt safer. I closed my room door behind me, noticing there was a plaque that was adorned with the symbol of my high school. Looking further down the halls, various other plaques shared the same feature. I spotted Ashley's right away. As well, it seems her room was just adjacent to mine across the hall. Be a mansion. Now I gotta change my setting. And now you can do it, bro. You know, it's still good. Looks like there are other students here as well. Other plaques. Why do you keep saying plaques? Other plaques with school emblems, I'm assuming. Seems that way. Although I haven't run into anyone yet. Not literally like you, of course. Very funny. The hall interior was all very ornate, with dark wood lining the walls and candle sconces lighting the path. The dark wood floor was covered in a thick woven rug that created a path toward an opening in the hallway. I think I can hear some others down the hall. Ashley took the lead as we curiously walked through the hall, taking in the ambiance as we gazed at the miscellaneous paintings of nature that hung on the wall. The sound of lively conversation grew as we approached the connecting room. I thought I could move for a second. I was like, this game is on some extra shit. It looks good though. I like the aesthetic of this game. Sure enough, there were 3 other people having a lively chat in the foyer. Hey, you two, good of you to make it. I was wondering how many other people were going to come around. You could just count how many doors with plaques there are in the living quarters hallway. Nah, I'm not attentive enough for something like that. I'll just figure it out how many of you I want to meet up with. You're awfully carefree, aren't you? Yeah, it's because I have good company with you lovely folks. Oh, come on. What's with the cold shoulders? I'm just here to have a good time. The person with a hat continued preoccupying his present less than willing company with his lively conversation. Okay, tell me that one girl doesn't look like a female David from the Spare Time. She does. The clothes, the hair, everything. The only thing is just like the sparkly eyes. That's the only thing. I quietly looked in the atmosphere of the foyer before approaching the group. The main clearing was huge. It featured a shiny, white marble floor extending into 2 spiraling staircases on either side of its circular walls. An elevator resided in the center of the wall, opposite from the front door. A beautiful grand chandelier hung from the center of a marbled ceiling just above a modest table at ground level. The wooden table itself was rather bare, only containing a decorative flower vase and a very polite note printed on a premium-grade cardstock. Thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. Please make your welcomes official by signing in, utilizing the bracelets that have been provided. He says she looks like if David was a girl and just acted like an ass. David acts like an... Okay, see, I haven't gotten completely up to it, but David was acting like an ass a little bit. Simply tap the bracelet to the digital kiosk that is located at the foot of the stairs. Echo Pine. I lifted my left wrist to see the bracelet in question. He was just sleepy. It was a light, simple thing, a rose gold plate with my name on it, strung into a bracelet with a small chain of the same color. I hadn't even noticed it until now. Ashley was admiring hers just as I did. Her bracelet hung on her wrist just above her own wood cuff bracelet. I looked over at the other students' wrists as well, and they all had the same thing, albeit presumably with their own names. What was the purpose of these things anyway? Rather than get absorbed in wondering about the small decoration, I decided to join in small conversation. Hello there. Have you 3 already scanned your bracelets? Yes, we all convened here just a few minutes ago. I would recommend you scan your bracelets on the kiosk as well, since it grants access to rooms after the welcome. Oh, well then, don't mind if I do. I went over to the aforementioned kiosk that was nestled strangely within the luxurious decor. The kiosk displayed a simple map of the first floor, layout by default. The foyer led to 4 locations: the living quarters, the dining hall, the study, and the theater. I held up my wrist close to the screen, and it quickly detected my bracelet, displaying a sparse summary of information, my name, and a profile picture. Thank you for signing in. You may now roam the first floor freely. Your bracelet corresponds to your room and your room alone. They are paramount to keeping your personal room and belongings safe. Please take care of it. Imagine if scanning in games when you agreed to the killing game. I'm thinking it has something to do with that. I don't know. I think you're kind of on the right mark there. Please make yourself comfortable with all given accommodations, and once again, welcome. The screen went to the original map screen, as it was before. I scanned my bracelet. I stepped aside to let Ashley sign in as well, and in the meantime, got to introducing myself to the other students. Hey there, I'm Echo Pine, and this is my friend, Ashley Westbridge. Nice to meet you all. Likewise, I'm Arturo Campo Piano, but just art is perfectly fine. Missy Vesper, the pleasure is all mine. Wait, I probably said that wrong. Wait, give me a sec. Missy Vesper, the pleasure is all mine. I think that's better for her. Canon Oda. Have you all met before? That would be a negative. Nothing like making new friends though, right? It's another Arturo with the same haircut. Canon said nothing, instead of letting out a loud sigh with absolutely no subtlety in hiding her annoyance toward Art's enthusiasm. I see. That said, you mentioned you two are acquainted? Oh yeah, we were pen pals over the summer before high school started, and we just became close over time. That's quite endearing. Oh, thank you? I didn't expect that kind of answer from Missy. Maybe she's the type to secretly cry at romantic movies. But I'd say they look American, right? I'm pretty sure they're American. Well, if we're all signed in, why don't we visit the dining hall? I don't know about the rest of you, but I feel tea is in order after waking up. I'm in favor of that idea. I'd like to explore afterwards as well. Yeah, I wonder who else we're going to run into. This is exciting. Missy walked briskly towards the dining hall, which was just opposite of the living quarters where we entered the foyer. Art followed quickly, after which just left Cannon back in the giant clearing. I'll explore at my own pace, thank you. Oh, okay. I suppose we'll see you later? With a curt and a definitive statement, Cannon made her case, stating that she was going to stay put in the foyer. Ashley and I followed the other two into the dining hall, leaving Cannon to her business. I do not know, maybe we'll get confirmation. I think they're American for sure. The dining hall was rather small and intimate. A single long woodcraft table and modest chandelier created the centerpiece. A black marble fireplace with a natural painting hanging just above the decorated far wall. The table setting bore 16 chairs, 14 on each side and 2 on the heads of the table. The table was already decorated with light accessories. Santa La Baba? I don't know what that says. Small vases of flowers and an encyclopedia about ships. The room itself was connected to a small kitchen, one with the usual kitchen staple appliances, an oven, a refrigerator, a large dishwashing sink, a gas range, and all the utensils and tools one might need. A small storehouse pantry was off to the side, with nothing of readily edible interest to the common person. Wow, this place sure is loaded, huh? Art made a beeline for the 2 side rooms, poking in and out of the dining hall between the pantry and kitchen. Missy, on the other hand, gazed slowly around the dining hall herself. It's a very fine setting, but not so much that it feels oppressively high-end. Yep, everything looks to be in order for a good meal. Art finally stopped pacing around the room and sat at one of the seats, kicking his feet up on the table as he looked around the room. Missy noticeably shook her head at the action. But where is everyone? This place seems like a bunch of people, but there are only 5 of us. I wonder if no one else woke up yet. Maybe others ignored their alarms. Some people like to sleep in and all. I approached the natural painting above the fireplace, admiring the soft colors and brushwork. As I stood in front of it, the painting faded out to reveal what looked to be an emblem. Uh-oh, the music stopped. Following the display of the emblem, an announcement came from overhead speakers within the room, the voice silvery and modulated. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have a lovely stay. Feel free to utilize the kitchen to your heart's content, or if you are unable to, you may use the automated cook feature by tapping your bracelet onto the kitchen's digital kiosk and selecting a meal. Or if neither of these suit your particular tastes, you may consult your group's ultimate level kitchen hand. The emblem disappeared, returning the screen to its initial artwork display. But what did that mean? What's an ultimate level kitchen hand? Okay, so they don't know anything about ultimate talents. So I'm guessing this is going to be a whole different take on it. You know, most Fangans choose one area of the world to make their Fangans after, but for me, I'm trying to do characters from different areas around the world and multiple... That's fire. I fuck with that idea. That's really cool. I tried to ask one of the other students, but it looked like Art had already figured it out. Or rather, figured something out. Whatever he started going on about next made no sense to me. Oh, I get it. This is the safe house the private group provided for us since we've signed up for the preservation project. Huh? You signed up to be here? Yeah, of course. If I guessed correctly, we all seem to be ultimate students. Okay, I lied. There are serious ultimate vibes in this room, don't you think? Yes, that seems to be the case. What's an ultimate student? Don't tell me you don't know. Oh man, what are you even doing here? Ultimate students are typically high school students that super excelled in their field of expertise. They're often scouted by groups with various intentions, virtuous or nefarious. They will often have a focused set of skills that makes their abilities desirable to certain people, and with good reason. If there's a talent you can think of, there's probably an ultimate student out there that'll knock your socks off with their amazingness. So you're saying everyone here is super talented? You're kidding, right? You've been walking around this time with Ashley Westbridge, the ultimate jockey, and you didn't even know? She's already better than the ultimate jockey I know. Huh? Ultimate jockey? I don't really talk about my talent outside of my usual day-to-day. Damn it, another ultimate jockey. I've heard of Ashley Westbridge's accomplishments. She can wrangle just about any horse and ride them to victory. It's quite impressive to be able to tame such creatures, and any variety nonetheless. However, I've read that you excel best with your main partner, Hyperion, a Pinto Trekner. Oh my, I didn't realize my achievements were so widely regarded. It's a little embarrassing hearing others remark upon them. Wow, even so. I looked over to Ashley, who despite the sudden grandeur, looked as modest as ever. Honestly, I thought you were just a typical horse girl. I don't know whether to find that humbling or insulting to my talent. So Ashley held the title of Ultimate Jockey, huh? I was curious to know what that implied. I never knew her to be particularly eccentric when it came to her lifestyle at the stables. You said, you know, by definition, I don't think Ashley's a jockey, but we'll just roll with it. Hey, man, we just try to get to the meat and potatoes. Okay, now the other two, I don't know what their talents could be. Now her, I guess I could have guessed that because she messed with horses, you know? But I don't know what the other two could be. They didn't really give any hints. For how long during our friendship did she have that title? Enough about me. What about you two? I admit, I can't really put a talent to either of your names. With this newfound knowledge of the situation, I was curious to learn about the other students here also. I'm gonna say Missy first. I'm more interested in her. What those individual groups or institutions do with the students is beyond me. I've not heard many stories or success or failure from anyone who's had the luxury of being accepted. In any case, don't take much stock in the title is all I'm saying. I have to admit though, I am rather curious of the titles now that the subject has been brought up. That's understandable. I'm the ultimate tactician. Well, I can see that. Tactician, like battle tactics? No, it's more like political campaign tactics and strategies. The less interesting of the two people usually think of. I've been at the forefront of numerous political campaigns and battles, many of which have been employed to strategize by opposing forces. But she seems pretty cool so far, I'm not even gonna lie. Really? Aren't you basically manipulating the winner outcome then? The choice is not mine, but the people's. I simply put the message out, framing it the most self-beneficial way possible for each side. I think political campaigns can be interesting. But wouldn't Ultimate Campaign Manager be a more appropriate title? Well, I'm not the one who came up with the title, after all. I see. Missy seems to be very self-assured. She seems to be a very self-assured person who doesn't seem to care much for the extravagance of an ultimate title. Now, Art Campopiano. Your name is Art, right? May I ask what your talent is? Sure, I'm the ultimate golfer. Would I guess that? I'll never miss my mark. Total holes in one all day, every day. Wow, how did you manage that? I don't know. I can't stand having to put more energy into extra strokes, so I have to make the first and last one count. What kind of reasoning was that to become a pro golfer? That's an interesting way to go about it. I can't even imagine being able to control the club like that. I think Arturo was maybe top 3 for me. I'll have to see this again. He seems pretty cool. It took a lot of practice, that's for sure. I used to golf a lot with my grandpa. It was all in good fun back in the day, so I guess I never really thought about it as work, you know? I flubbed a few times, sure, but who doesn't? Art seems to have taken a lot of pride with his title. It's admirable. Such captivating talents. I'd love to watch one of your games, Art. Oh, it's nothing. I bet horse racing is much more interesting. Indeed, your feats of athleticism are quite impressive. Yeah, I admit it's hard to imagine. It's really not such a big deal, Echo. Honestly, the whole ultimate student thing feels a tad blown out of proportion. Sensing Ashley was done with the praise, I shifted the topic. Well, now that we're all acquainted, why don't we all look around more? Looks like there's more to be seen upstairs. Oh, yes. Pleasure talking to you two. Don't be a stranger. We can explore together. Art's echoing voice surrounded through the dining hall. Oh man, the kitchen features are cool. What's this? Clunk. On second thought, I might have to keep an eye on Art for a little. I'm sure he won't mind the company. Alright, we'll see you around. But it seems cool so far. I rock with it. Ashley and I stepped out of the dining hall into the foyer once more. Kenon didn't stay for long. The foyer was devoid of her presence. Where to? There are stairs going up, but I think we should check out the entirety of this floor first. I was thinking the same. Why don't we pick where do we go next? Sure, the other locations are the study and the theater. Let's go to the study first, because that seems boring. Let's go to the study. I thought I said Kirby for a second. The study was cramped. Encyclopedias that filled to the ceiling covered an abundance of subjects, ranging everywhere from medical to athletic. There was a small office corner provided for studying the tomes in relative ease. Another digital kiosk stood off to the side, showing a searchable list of books in the study. Ashley observed the kiosk, obviously, as I gawked at the variety of reading material stuffed in the shelves. Oh wow, the Akastron Encyclopedia was published only 2 years ago? I have an old version, so this could be really interesting. You would be excited about that. What, now that you know I'm the ultimate jockey, it all makes sense? No, you're still the same old horse girl I know, but with that fancy title. There were 2 other students taking residence in the library, one meekly hiding in the corner and the other calmly leafing through their books of choice. The green-haired student noticed me approaching him and deftly flipped his book shut with one hand, giving me his full attention. Because I think I like this guy, but again, we'll see. He looks cool. Good morning. I immediately felt that attention to be near palpable from his focused gaze alone. Are you finding everything all right? The study has quite a pleasant atmosphere, wouldn't you agree? Oh, yes, it's very well accommodated. The study as well as the rest of the facility are all nicely prepared. Indeed, you could spend days in this well-kept study, enriching your mind in regards to whatever subject your heart desires. Does that sound like an inviting prospect? I don't see why not. A location for ultimate students should be in peak condition. This preservation project situation seems to be equipped for comfort. Ah, so you've been made aware of this preservation project as well. He hesitated as if chewing meticulously on his next statement. Do you have an ultimate talent? If I'm being honest, I'm not sure what my talent is, considering this situation seems to revolve around it. Everyone I've met so far has some kind of title. I admire your candor. Who knows? You might have some innate skills that you personally think are average. You think so? I feel pretty ordinary, and I've never really been the center of mass attention for anything in particular. The skill might just require a specific habit. So to speak, luckily, this appears to be the ideal place and social environment for expanding upon such hidden abilities. However, I wouldn't worry about it. Whatever's underlying passion or talent you have is for you, and you alone to enjoy. That's reassuring. I feel like I've stumbled into something out of my league with so many skilled students. If you don't mind my asking, what is your ultimate talent? It's hard to describe. It's called the ultimate charisma. Cyrus Suryuk, by the way. Cyrus Suryuk, by the way. Is that a talent? Is that a talent though? Charisma? I'm gonna edit this part out, but I don't think that's a talent, do you? I don't think so. I don't know. That's more like, I don't know, like, I can't really explain it. That's more like, it's a personality trait. Nice to meet you. Back at you. A pleasure. I didn't really understand the implication of his title, but I could feel a sort of alluring presence to him. I suppose that's what charisma is. She looks nice. I approached the meek student standing in one of the darker corners of the study. Hey there. Sorry to spook you. I was going around meeting everyone. I'm Echo Pine.
I was dragged out of my room by that guy over there. He's evil.
I peered over at the aforementioned person who just looked to be calmly inspecting that row of books.
Fine, he didn't drag me out. I ran into him when I was wandering around. I just wanted to be alone in the study.
Why'd you lie? She shot me a troubled glance after admitting her lie. Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? I'm Sei Kano. I'm a watchmaker.
Would you be by chance called the ultimate watchmaker? Girlie tried to frame that man? Yeah, why? Like, why would you do that just right there?
I guess you could say that. I just tinker with watches and stuff. They go for really high prices apparently, but I don't particularly care for the money.
Ultimate watchmaker? That's a pretty good ultimate skill. Just like, what's the girl in Despair Time? The clockmaker? They both, well, I'm not gonna say they have the same personality because she's shy too, but she's more vocal than her and she's nicer. I already think that she's nicer than the other girl.
Someone once...
Damn. Well, let me save.
Someone once offered me 3 luxury cars for a single watch.
You must have been, what? You must have some very well admired craftsmanship.
I guess so, but I can't even drive. What was I going to do with 3 cars?
Eden is more optimistic and loving while this girl is shy and tried to frame her man. Literally like 10 seconds into meeting her, she tried to blame him for doing something he didn't do. And he just stood there taking it. She clammed up and awkwardly turned back around to face the bookshelf corner. I didn't want to pry, so I just left her alone. After meeting with the 2 others in the study, Ashley and I chatted about the other students.
Oh, we met Sei and Cyrus.
A watchmaker and a charismatic person, respectively? I suppose one could become talented at improving their characteristics if they wanted to. Okay, see, I guess that kind of makes sense because I did say that. I felt like that was more of a personality trait than actual talent. Justice for Cyrus, dead ass.
Could be similar to managing a brand, perhaps?
Maybe, perhaps. Well, regardless, they seem nice enough.
Yeah. Say seems sweet, if not a little shy.
Let's go to the theater next. The theater? What is playing? I heard Wolverine and Deadpool is out right now. Ashley and I walked across the hallways to our next location, the theater. The theater was something to behold. Although it was a fairly intimate scene with few rows of seats and a medium-sized stage. It still had an air of elegance thanks to the decor. The rich red velvet curtains glowed underneath the gaze of a brilliant spotlight. The stage itself was occupied by 3 students who seemed to be having a heated discussion. You really stand by that theory? Hey, to each their own. I'm not knocking you for thinking the obvious.
Let's settle down, please.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of changing my view for this scoundrel. Geez, scoundrel? That's cold, especially to a stranger.
You two don't need to get heated about something like this. It's an important matter between 2 strongly opinionated people.
So, we agree on that matter. Maybe I should cut in? What's going on here? The 3 turn around, surprised presumably from not being able to see me at the unlit foot of the stage. Need you ask such a foolish question? We're discussing the dire and apparently questionable existence of this. The white-haired student crouched down to reveal a painting that has turned away from the audience. It was a framed picture of what looked like inkblot art. Oh, I see. You're trying to figure out what the painting is. Yes. What do you see? I stared at it for a moment, but looked up to the 2 patiently, in all seriousness, waiting for my answer. I have no clue. I'll have to think about it. No immediate answer. I felt his judging eyes pierce my soul. It's a dog. Not everything has to be a dog. It's clearly an elephant. So, just a different 4-legged animal. The conversation seemed pretty heated. I might have better luck if I just talk to them individually. Oh, she's gonna be the one who cooks. Dark-haired student. He seems the most cool. I approached the student wearing the fur-lined jacket. So, about the painting, I think I do see the dog. You don't have to lie. I don't care about what it is. In fact, I don't even know what the painting is either. So I made up something. A dog is an easy thing to imagine. It's just a practice of pareidolia. Pareidolia. I saw a jester. I think I might show myself out. Wait, so do you have a jester in yours too? Pareidolia? The act of perceiving a subject or significance where there is no meaningful interpretation. For example, seeing objects in clouds, formations, or hearing indistinct voices and random noise. And in this case, seeing a dog is in an abstract painting. Dogs are common enough animals, yeah. Who doesn't like to think about dogs? I said the painting a little while long. The more I looked at it, the more I willed into being what he thought it was, even if he did make it up. What does that look like to me? I can't even tell you. I saw a jester in the painting, but that other man might chew me out, so I should leave. A jester. You said a jester. I see a Joker. Despite being told what the subject was, I couldn't make out anything within the shapes. Isn't it a little cruel to make something up when he's so intense about it? I just wanted him to explain why he saw what he did, but he truly wouldn't. So much for friendly discussion. To each their own, I suppose. Well, anyway, I'm just trying to go around meeting everyone. I should tell you what my talent, if I had one. Yeah, you see the jester? Yeah. You don't have an ultimate title. Or you can't remember. He seemed to be muttering under his breath about my last sentiment, but I paid no mind and waited for his response. I'm Lyle Termina, the ultimate puzzle maker. A connoisseur of word puzzles, block puzzles, escape room puzzles, the like. Glad I'm not alone. Now, if you don't mind. Lyle turned back to the painting, ending our conversation abruptly. Puzzles, huh? Maybe he was trying to unscramble the shapes in that painting. His design is cool, not gonna lie. I really like his design too. That's why I went to him first. You hear what I said? I was like, he looks the coolest to me. I said he looks the coolest for sure. Puzzles, huh? Maybe he was trying to unscramble the shapes in that painting. Let's go to the white hair student. The ultimate, what did it look like it could be the ultimate of? The ultimate, it may be something with sports, I don't know. I visited the white haired student on stage. So, about the painting, I think I do see the elephant. No need to feign the understanding. I'm quite self-assured that the painter's intention was to illustrate an elephant, as abstract as it appears. Uh-huh. Ultimate actor? You know, that's a good guess. I stared at the painting a little longer. The more I looked at it, the more I willed it into being what he claimed was the true subject. Despite being told what the subject was, I couldn't make out anything within the shapes. So, do you have an eye for this kind of thing? An eye for abstract art? I am, my friend. I am not an ultimate artist. I am the ultimate opera singer. So, wait, stop it! Stop! Oh, okay, so it does that when it's like, I'm not supposed to read it, okay. He rambled on about something a bit further before stopping himself. Right. But where are my manners? Fort Solo. Charmed, I'm sure. I was close. You were pretty close. I think I liked his voice for him more. He gave a deep bow as he introduced himself, slowly rose, and went to look at the painting some more, indicating an end to the conversation. He sure has some interesting dramatic moments. Oh, baby girl. The girl who was caught in the middle of the quarrel stepped down from the stage and left the other two. He's egotistical. I kind of like that. I used to like those kind of characters. The girl who was caught in the middle of the quarrel stepped down from the stage and left the other two to glare at each other in silence.
Pandora Esper. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, I'm Echo Pine.
Echo Pine. I hope we get along.
So, I was informed that the little group of students is composed of students that have ultimate talents. Did you happen to have a title of some sort?
Oh, yes. I'm known as the ultimate baker.
All you can do is bake, so you just make sweets? Wait, I guess you can say that she is a sweetie. I guess you can say, since she makes sweets, she's a sweetie.
And yourself?
Wait, my bad, wait.
And yourself?
About that, I don't seem to know. I don't think I have one, if I'm being honest.
That's no matter. It doesn't make you any more or less of a person.
So, what do you think the painting is?
I'm not really sure myself, but for something as ambiguous as that, for something...
Wait, what's a French accent? What does a French accent sound like?
I'm not really sure myself, but for something as ambiguous as that, it can be whatever the viewer wants it to be. N'est-ce pas?
She's n'est-ce pas? I suppose so.
Perhaps it isn't the subject of this piece that is most important, but rather it is the emotions it conveys to the individual. Black and white are quite striking colors to work with. Are they not? There's a lot of symbolism behind those two simple colors.
Anyways, I found a tier list for these characters, so we can do that after. Bet! There's a tier list for every Fangame.
But I can only wonder if the artist behind the piece enjoyed creating it.
The art wouldn't have come to life otherwise, so I don't see why not.
I agree.
Pandora, she's such a warm presence. She's gonna be the first to kill somebody. Fucking watch. Of course there is. People love tier lists. Touche. Ashley and I left Forte and Lyle to have their spat in peace. Pandora stayed behind trying to settle those two down. Phew, Fort and Lyle were kind of intense, huh?
I'll say. I never really had a sharp eye for art, so what they were talking about is beyond me.
And Pandora's are brave for trying to calm them down.
It takes a certain kind of person to want to intervene when things get heated, huh?
But yeah, they're cool so far. I think the characters are pretty cool. I like how they're designed too. Usually, you know, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. Give me a sec. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool so far. I like how the art looks. Like, it's not normal, like how they normally look, but I like the design. Because like before I started the game, I went and I clicked on the creator's profile on itch.io, and she made another game before, and they're basically the same style, you know, her art style. So I think that's pretty cool. But I did that because I needed to, you know, my ears were starting to hurt a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So far, Pandora's pretty cool. I like her more than the other people, and I like the opera singer. I forgot his name already, but he's funny as hell. I like him. Okay, so far I think I'm gonna go Forte. Oh yeah, that's the opera singer, right? He's funny. He's cool. I need to. Damn, I wish they had voice acting in this game, bro. I wish I could hear somebody do him. Yeah, we both like Opera Man. Opera Man, like it's a superhero or some shit. That sounds like a superhero. After wandering around the first floor, Ashley and I paused in the living quarters hallway to gather our thoughts. So, those are all the available locations on this floor. I guess the rooms are interesting enough, but more importantly, I just wonder how many students there are here.
That other student from earlier, Kano, just counted the doors, right? Why don't we go check it out?
But who knows if there are more students on the other floors. There were stairs going up in the foyer, so we could check that area out too. But I think this is a small cast as far as I remember. Yeah, I think so too. There's only like 3 trials, I think. And speaking of Kanon, I wonder what her talent is. Wait, that aside, how did I never know you had a talent of horse racing?
Well, it just never came up. I knew a lot of people before you who didn't particularly care for how much time I'd spend at the tables and racetracks, so I just stopped bringing it up.
Damn, 3 trials? I think it's just 3.
Besides, it's just easier to tell people I tend to horses.
No, imagine. Wait a minute. Imagine the reason that there's 3 trials, bro, is each trial they kill 2 people each. Just every trial they're like, yeah, I'm killing fucking 2 of you bastards. 2 of you guys are dying. I knew it was short, but I was expecting at least 4. I think it's 3. I could be wrong, but I think it's 3.
Besides, it's just easier I tell people. It's easier to just tell people I tend to horses.
So what does being an ultimate level jockey imply? Does that mean you win a lot?
Come on, Echo. I don't want to bore you with superficial numbers. I'll just say my winning percentage is 44% and top 3 percentage is 84%.
I don't know what those numbers are supposed to mean.
Anyway, I'm not just a horse girl. I have other pets too.
Yeah, like your cat, Applejack?
Of course, you'd remember Applejack.
How could I not? She clawed up all my school vests. The deep ringing of a school bell rang across the halls, echoing through the building. Then an announcement came over what seemed to be a hidden overhead speaker in the ceiling.
It is now 9 a.m.
Okay, I don't know why I'm doing a monokuma voice. We don't know who the villain is. It is now 9 a.m. The second floor amenities are now open and will stay open until 7 p.m.
Second floor?
After the announcement, we saw Pandora filter out one of the first floor rooms and into the halls.
Oh, Ashley and Echo, would you like to visit the second floor with me?
Sure, we were just wondering about it as well.
By the way, did you get anything to eat from the dining hall?
Huh? Oh, no, I was a little distracted by the whole Ultimate Students thing.
You're in luck. I made some croissants earlier. Here, help yourself.
She produced 2 items folded in cloth from her apron pocket. I accepted the small cloth-covered delight and unwrapped it carefully, revealing a small bite-sized croissant. A heavenly warm aroma filled the halls. From the fragrance alone, I was enveloped in the comfort of feeling the sun rays on my skin. Ashley and I took one each and bit into the flaky, buttery dough. A piece of chocolate inside melted as soon as it hit my tongue. It was smooth and rich, contrasting the light and sweet crumb of the dough housing it. I've never had a croissant with chocolate. That sounds delicious. That's the ultimate baker for you. C'est delicieux. Merci, but it's nothing at all. I just really enjoyed baking. The look on people's faces when they smell delectable fresh bread coming out of the oven. The warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you eat your favorite food. Such a feeling is priceless. Pandora was right. After enjoying the croissant, I felt an intense nostalgia for my younger days, when I would spend summers running around outside, basking in the fresh afternoon sun. That was the power of the ultimate baker's delicacies, to invoke a warmth and sense of familiarity. What's a wonderful thing. Oh man, chocolate croissants are so good. Oh my god. I've only ever had just plain croissants. I didn't know they made croissants with stuff inside of them.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I noticed you two are quite close. Have you met before?
Echo's my best friend. We've known each other for 4 years now.
Ah, sisters Mimi. A long friendship is something to cherish. Definitely, Echo's been there for me, even if they are a little worrisome.
Hey, how could you say that? I'm just looking out for you. You need to try them. You will never be able to recover from how good it is. Damn. But the thing, I've never seen it like in a store or like at a shop or anything.
I kid, of course. I really appreciate your concern, but you should really think about yourself sometimes too.
Pandora smiled sweetly as we had our little back and forth. Sorry, why don't we get going?
No worries, shall we?
But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, so far, they're just best friends to me. Literally, like, I ship characters, like, from the jump, but I don't ship them at all. They just seem cool, like, cool friends. I hate to admit it, but I even shipped Sayaka with Makoto. The three of us walked back down the hallway toward the foyer, where the stairs to the second floor were. Hey, Pandora, did you meet anyone else this morning?
Anyone else? Can't say I have. So far, I've only been acquainted with you two, Fort and Lyle.
Oh, sorry. I thought you might have run into a few others like we have. You should try looking around in the baked goods section you may have in your local stores.
You know what? I didn't think of that.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you. Wait. So usually whenever I go to a store or something, I always okay, this is bad. I always look at clearance, right? I look at clearance. So whenever I see croissants, they be on the clearance. So I never like go to the freshly baked goods. Like if I do go to freshly baked goods, it's to get something like bread. I don't look at croissants. I just get French bread. Or the freezer section, I found some that are frozen in box that you heat up. Okay, now I need to see that. I need to look for that for sure. Damn it. Oh, you said? Oh, sorry. I thought you might have run into a few others like we have.
This morning, I went to the dining hall, then the theater. Unfortunately, Forte and Lyle kept me from going anywhere else with their argument.
If we didn't see you, then you must have woke up much earlier than us, huh? Is the Frozen are still amazing as well? No, yeah, for sure. I don't judge at all when it comes to that kind of stuff, bro. I'll try anything. Just about anything.
That's correct. I suppose you could say my internal clock has been tuned to my habits, given my day-to-day life. I wake very early to make sure my dough from the night before has properly risen. Prepare any glazes I may need and prep my workstation. Oh, but it might be boring you with my daily routine.
No, not at all. It's fascinating, honestly.
You're sweet, Echo. Perhaps I'll invite you to help me tomorrow morning. Hope you're awake at 4:30 a.m.
Oh, sure. I can't promise I'll be fully awake, though. Pandora laughed lightly in jest as she went on her merry way up the stairs. Ashley will say, "What the hell are you doing, Echo? Stop flirting with her." Ashley and I followed suit, and we were met with another digital kiosk at the top of the staircase. The screen displayed another map, this time of the second floor locations: the atrium, the spa lounge, the climbing center, and the jazz club. What kind of mansion has a climbing center in it?
Maybe the owner is an eccentric rock climber? I think the assortment of activities is presented to cater the unique talents of various students. In fact, the kitchen pantry has a wealth of resources. I was quite surprised to find such fresh and rare ingredients. I imagine the other ultimate chefs would be pleased with the selection as well.
That's a good point. There was a theater on the first floor, after all. Forte and other ultimate performers probably utilized the room as a place to further hone their skills. The Preservation Project. It seemed like this group wanted to accommodate a myriad of intense and unique students. I wondered what kind of group had the ability to provide such a vast selection of activities and resources. Where to first? I'm curious about the climbing center. The mansion must be huge if it can house something exciting like that here.
I'd like to see the spa lounge. It must be a lovely, relaxing place.
Echo, why don't you decide? Okay. Echo decides everything, huh? But so far, I can understand what you mean. He's pretty mid so far. He's just bland, like the normal pro tag. I would say let's go to the spa lounge. Let's explore the spa lounge. We inspected the map for our route to the spa and made our way in no time at all. The spa lounge was serene and welcoming. A shallow pool was laid into the marble floor. A mesmerizing opalescent ceiling mirrored the pool above it. Several simple relaxation loungers lined the walls for general leisure. Off to the side was a storeroom, stocked with a perfumey inventory of scented oils, bath soaks, and skincare products. Just by the storeroom doorway sat a familiar kiosk. So man, just you playing and watching these Fangames. I've been excited for my Fangames. You're the first person I know to play Fangames so far, besides popular people like you or not. Really? So they just watch them? Okay, I know not everybody has a PC, but still.
I'd love to spend some time here.
Pandora sat in one of the lounge chairs, stretching her arms above her head, relaxing her hands on her lap. I tried recommending fandoms, but they say yeah, never do them. Okay, see, me, I really love this series though, because you see, I said that in the video too. Like, the reason I avoided 3 for so long was because I didn't want to end the series. That's why I don't watch movies either, because I know like whenever I'm done with a movie, that's it. At least a movie series that I like. If it's something I don't care for, I can just go play it all fucking day. But with this, I avoided it because I didn't want it to be just done with like that. But with Fangams, it'll be alive forever. And I know with this, I have another 2 after this too, so that's why I said let's do this. That's why I'm scared to finish P5 Royal. Oh, see, but it's really good, but you're like 4, 3, 2. Pandora sat in on one of the lounge chairs, stretching her arms above her head before relaxing her hands on her lap.
But now that I think about it, are facilities like this meant to be self-run by the residing students?
Pandora brought up an interesting observation. The kitchen offered fully automated meals, but they still provided the option of having the students utilize the kitchen and tools. Peeking into the storeroom, I saw a separate hallway of individual private rooms labeled for certain services: facial, massage, aromatherapy. Hey, you might be right. There are all these little specialized rooms with all sorts of specific equipment. If you consider my talent in arts, there might be a racetrack or golf course, along with other outdoor recreation talents like angling or skiing. Perhaps that would be a very exciting prospect. That could mean all the other facilities and activities have features that are tuned according to certain talents as well. Actually got someone from Persona 5, from Persona 4 on Mude. Who was it? I love everyone in 4, bro. That's probably my... I think they have the best... I think I told you, but they have the best, like, relationships out of all the games.
Yeah, just from my glance, I figured the study was a library, but I suppose there are resources there as well that are fitted for talents that requires research or writing.
To think that such an extraordinary place existed to benefit the many pursuits of equally extraordinary people. So do either of you do anything special to train for being an ultimate student?
Je n'en... Je ne pense pas. Oh, some could say I bake too much. I simply suspect my patrons have ended up in the right hands for me to be considered.
I not know them, but my claim was close to resetting, so I was like, fuck it, we getting married? Okay, describe to me how they look, if you remember that. I probably could guess.
I don't recall doing anything special either, but I also race quite a bit. But most of my time is spent plainly practicing. Like Pandora, there may have been a scout in the audience. I honestly couldn't say.
I see, just putting in the hours, so to speak, huh?
Perhaps we were just lucky enough to have been selected for this opportunity to meet others of cut of the same cloth, right? I couldn't agree more. I'm very charmed to be in such delightful company.
Red hair. Who has red hair? That's a girl from there. Rise? Well, her hair is brown, but Rise Kuraka. Yeah, Rise. That's the redhead, I think.
I couldn't agree more. I'm very charmed to be in such delightful company.
Neither of them seem to do anything. Oh, I rolled for a man. Okay, if it's red hair, it's a guy. Who has red hair as a guy? From Persona 4. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know his name because he's from the fighting game. I know exactly what you're talking about. Neither of them seem to do anything particularly intensive to earn their title. I wondered about the others. Whether or not they were trained or if they too were just lucky enough to be selected. After taking a beat to relax. I said after taking a beating. It's Sho Minazaki. Yeah, he's from 5 Arena. I mean from 4 Arena. No, 4 Arena Ultimax. The fighting game. I didn't get to play that yet. After taking a beat to relax in the spa lounge, we made our way to the climbing center next. The climbing center was a vibrant, spacious place. The artificial rock and arch formations that carved the walls reached upwards of what looked to be 3 stories high. A bright, naturally lit ceiling. Okay, now this looks pretty cool. This room. I just claimed him just because I could. That's what I'd be doing. Okay, I will say this. What do you think about spin-offs? Like, I know it's Alpha Set Persona. I know Danganronpa has a spin-off, like the summer camp. What do you think of that game? If you played it or not, I don't know if you did. Off to the side was a preparation locker room full of ropes and harnesses, as well as a small vending machine full of energy drinks and water bottles. Whoa, this place is huge. I can't imagine how anyone gets up there. Okay, so I stopped recording. I'm just gonna get it from the stream. Yeah, but like the summer camp game. Cause I have a few games. I was thinking, I don't know, like I have Persona 5 Strikers and I have Persona 5 Tactica. I may stream those, and those are like, I was wondering if you have like, if you played those, or if you want to play those in the future. Because I don't think you would like Tactica. You may like Strikers though. Maybe. No, but Summer Camp was alright. It wasn't really like life changing, but it was fun to see characters from all the games interacting. That's cool. Was it more like, it was just like a cash grab, you think? I craned my neck up, inspecting the array of colorful grips that dotted the sprawling ascending surface. The hanging ropes disappeared into the distance of the light.
The world is certainly full of interesting people and talents. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Pandora poked out from under one of the arch formations. Just as taken with the incredible height as I was. That's for sure. I'm an athlete, but I can't say I excel here. I don't really have a good talent for heights. It was like an uncanny fun thing for big fans who wanted more interaction between characters. Okay, yo, that's good. I feel like those were the games. Cause Persona be having games like that too, where they get characters from all the games interacting. Now, when they freaking like in 3, I don't have it downloaded on my game anymore. But if you don't mind me asking, wait, this is the guy. If you don't mind me asking, how did you two discover your talents anyway? Ashley pondered the question for a second.
I was raised in the countryside on a farm, so it probably came to me like second nature. As a child, going to the racetrack with my father was honestly just another errand. That is, until he let me ride the horses myself. I felt a love for the exhilarating competition at that point. I was homeschooled by my mothers. One a teacher and one a prolific baker. They taught me everything I know about baking. I also cherish the enjoyment people felt when tasting my baked goods. Eventually, I too felt the love for the task at hand.
Wow, you two are truly incredible.
Echo, you're an incredible person too. Don't let labels deter you from speaking to us as anything but your peers.
Huh? I don't know about all that.
Yeah, Echo, I don't think too much about the title stuff. We're still people, you know.
Don't think about the title stuff. Such a remarkable feat would be difficult to put aside. They were so humble when talking about their ultimate talents. I wondered if I could ever measure up. Also, simps who downloaded the game for Kokichi and Byakuya with abs, they got rid of their abs due to the fans bullying them.
What? Bullying them for having abs?
Wandering about to our last destination, we finally came across the jazz club. It was a welcoming venue. Warm furniture and lighting gave the room an air of casual elegance. The table settings for the audience occupied the majority of the space, with a small stage in the center for the performers. The close proximity between the two made the scene that much more intimate. A small green room was behind the stage curtains, and connected to it was the equipment and instruments in the instrument in the instrument storage. The bar opposite the stage had shelves upon shelves of beverages locked behind a sturdy glass case. We bullied the creators for giving Kokichi and Byakuya abs. We weren't like threatening or being mean. We just bullied them as laughs, and they actually listened. A pretty classy atmosphere, huh? When did that come out, by the way? A pretty classy atmosphere, huh? I wonder how many ultimate talents have toured this room for performances.
Many, I'm sure. It's well kept among the rest of the room, so it'd be no surprise one would feel more comfortable here.
Then a thought crossed my mind. Do you think I could be some kind of ultimate jazz performer or ultimate bartender? Have you handled an instrument before or mixed beverages? No, but who knows? Maybe if I pick up something, I'll suddenly be stricken with an ultimate talent revelation and play like a pro. Cyrus said maybe it's an innate trait waiting to be discovered. Come on, buddy. It just occurred to me that perhaps these rooms aren't just for students with existing skills, but they could also be sandboxes for budding talents.
I suppose there's no harm in trying. Why not? I'd like to see a moment a talent has been realized.
She's sweet, but she's going to be the first to die or kill someone. I relieved that they supported my odd idea. I felt a strange confidence rising. Cheerfully, I went behind the stage and picked up an instrument I thought would suit me. Ashley and Pandora both took a seat in front row and watched in anticipation. I felt like a kid going through a toy box with how many options there were. How about this cello?
Go for it.
So, oh God, it was released in 2021. I remember they first announced. Dang! That's only 3 years ago. Pandora gleefully cheered at me as I gripped the bow. And I'm gonna be honest. Echo kind of looks, he looks like a girl. He looks pretty. He looks pretty. Nothing's wrong with that, you know, but he kind of, right there, he definitely does to me. Pandora cheerfully cheered me on as I gripped the bow and placed my fingers on the strings across the neck. I laid the bow across the strings. I was nervous, but if what Cyrus said was true, that my talent was waiting to be discovered, I couldn't wait to realize it. No wonder Ashley likes him. I took a breath and drew the bow. Just look at his freaking... Never mind, I'm not gonna say anything else. Yeah, it was recent, but it also feels like it came out 1-2 years ago, not 3. I'm a watch the gameplay of it. I took a deep breath and I drew the bow. And then... squeak. It's like when Squidward plays the clarinet. The sound I created tore through the air like a giant rubber duck being unceremoniously stepped on. It was awful. I saw Ashley and Pandora flinch from the sound, but they still put on a brave face for my sake. I chuckled nervously and gently placed the instrument back where it originally was. I guess that's not it, huh? I wobbled off the stage and plopped down wearily at the table with Ashley and Pandora. I was beyond embarrassed. I wouldn't be able to face the girls anymore. Don't despair. She's the mastermind. She's the mastermind. She is the mastermind. She's the mastermind. I'm sorry.
You just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, Echo. Wait,
Yeah, Echo, no one can handle an instrument, I mean. Not just anyone can handle an instrument, I mean. I thought that thing was supposed to be played like a giant guitar. I'm surprised you even know how to approach holding it.
I've seen performances before, so I just imitated what I saw.
That makes sense.
Pandora held my hand in a firm grasp.
Listen, we're going to find out what your talent is.
No, Esther was just like, all right. I said, I just laughed at Kiyotaka in a brief.
If we have to play 100 instruments poorly, at least we'll know we're one step closer to reaching our goal.
Pandora assured me, and Ashley gave me a warm smile. Thanks, you two.
Come, let's keep exploring.
Ashley's like, put his hands down, Pandora. We left the jazz club. Outside the room, we ran to an unperturbed Cyrus and Lyle in the hallway at the foot of the entryway.
Hello there. Having a fulfilling time exploring.
Yeah, totally. I still felt a little exasperated from the cello mishap, but tried to play it off as best as I could. What's up with you? Don't tell me you're already tired. There's a lot to explore. Lyle, please. It isn't a race to make ourselves familiar with the different rooms. No, we were actually just about done over here anyway. It was just my luck that the room appeared to be soundproof, based on the lack of adverse reaction. It seems neither Cyrus nor Lyle heard the disastrous sounds of cello being poorly utilized. Then the sound of ringing and a voice rang through the speakers. The five of us collectively made our way to the requested location, chatting about our discoveries along the way. Is this where we meet somebody who's completely, or would you say, unbearable? The end of the second floor hall fed directly to a spacious, airy locale. Natural light poured in from the high glass ceiling. The lush trees that framed the circular lobby reached toward the sky, well past the ring of decorative plants that occupied the second floor. Small shrubbery lined the base of the trees in circular fashion, followed in framing the ellipse shape of the room. A well-maintained living wall lined the first floor's foundation. A bronze globe at the very center of the atrium drew the room together. Light and warmth flooded my body, filling me with serenity. Whoa! Whoa! A familiar, excitable voice cut through the air, disturbing that serenity. Check this place out! Dang! Wouldn't it be awesome if they had mini golf set up here? How cute would that be? Okay, this is all new to me. Alright, bet.
Plenty cute. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Art and Missy entered the atrium from the foyer stairway entrance. I was surprised to see Missy still hanging with Art, along with a timid Say trailing behind him no less. Slowly, our populace gathered in the center of the atrium hall. Canon and Forte leisurely made their way in much later than the rest of us, but arrived regardless. He said, okay, bash me if you want, but Arturo and Missy would be cute. No, that's not bad. I actually like that. Like one person who's like really calm and collected, and the other one who's just like a, you know, chaotic, loud person. I'd rock with that too. I rock with them. I saw all the students I'd previously met before, but afterwards no one else came. Kind of a tiny class, huh? $10? Honestly, I thought there were less than 10, so that's not that bad. Those were 10 of us, including myself. Art whispered the same observation I made. It was true that our class was rather small, but we were really going to be doing any learning. Were we really going to be doing any learning here? Black Cat X Golden Retriever kind of energy. I conceded calling a group of students class was only appropriate. A hologram visual was presented from the centerpiece globe. A familiar voice came in from the overhead speakers. It was the same announcer from earlier in the dining hall. This is a special announcement indicating the welcome of all present students. The Preservation Project Group would like to humbly welcome you all to your provided safe house. As you are all aware, this safe house has been sequestered off from the growing concerns of disaster. You need not worry any longer of those concerns here. Disaster? I peered across the room to see expressions of affirmation. Everyone seemed to have relating concerns. I knit my brow. As ultimate students, you've been provided with the best amenities and environments to most efficiently cultivate your skills and talents in utter safety. You may utilize facilities to the fullest extent during the requisite hours. However, do not think of this simply as a safe house. This location has been more than equipped for you to thoroughly indulge yourself with exquisite experiences. I'm not gonna lie. I expected when he was like announcing, I expected like he was gonna say this is gonna be, you know, your death game or something, but no, it was happy music. You know, I asked someone if I would be black cat or golden retriever. They said orange cat. They basically said I got no brain cells. I'd say you're more. I don't know. I think it's a mix of both. I'd say mostly. I don't know. I think you're a mix of both. You are invited to enjoy yourself freely. Welcome all to the apothegm. Or the apothegm? Awesome! Art audibly pumped his fist in the air. Although no one else displayed such a loud presentation of excitement, the other students were vividly talking amongst themselves at the prospect of such a blessing regardless. That's basically Garfield. The projection cut out as the announcement concluded. The students began to wander again, likely to try out what the climbing center and spa had to offer. If you weren't mod, I'd ban you. I was excited, but a feeling of uncertainty stirred in the depths of my mind, suffocating my enthusiasm. Did I really belong here? As far as I knew, I wasn't an ultimate student. No intense talents, no masterful skills, not even an interesting experience. I started to feel sick with anxiety. Hey, Echo! I'm going to the spa with Pandora. Would you like to join us? Ashley's voice brought me out of my thoughts. No thanks. You two go ahead. I'm actually feeling a bit tired from all the running around. I think I'll just take a nap. Womp womp, buddy. Don't get on my boy, Echo. Ashley looked at me with silent, understanding eyes.
All right, then. If you change your mind, you know where to find us. I love you. I mean, I'll see you later.
She gave me another quick hug before pairing off with Pandora. Ash, why didn't you tell me about your talent? I muttered under my breath before sulking off. I trudged down the stairs back to the first floor foyer. There I saw Canon in almost the same position she was when I first met her. She didn't tell me she had an ultimate title when we introduced ourselves. Perhaps she doesn't have one either. I thought about approaching her to ask, but my throat felt dry. I didn't feel like being disappointed in the case she did have one. I quickly turned to the corner before Canon could notice me when I heard the sound of a shutter clicking. Turning at the sound, I saw Canon developing a picture from an instant camera. So I can't help but like Canon just because she looks like my boy. She does really look like him though, I promise. Huh? How do you have a camera? What do you mean how? I thought we were disallowed our personal possessions. Well, seeing as I'm the ultimate photographer, I didn't have anything in my room, and when I asked Ash, she said she didn't have anything in her room either. I'm a photographer. I need my tools, don't I? So, are you the ultimate photographer? Canon didn't reply. She just bowed her head at once in a slight nod. Then that picture you just took. Okay, she's a photographer. I love that. I think she's cool so far. She reluctantly handed me the developed photo. Her photo captured the moment I had begun to turn down the hall to avoid speaking to her. I thought she hadn't noticed me. I know what you're thinking. It's a horrible picture of you. I know it is, because it's not a picture of you per se. Confused, I stared at the photo longer. I'm not a portrait photographer. I specialize in composition form called Rückenfläche, which translates to literally back figure in German. I don't expect you to understand. I listlessly handed the photo back to her. That's interesting. Kano silently took the photo and stuck it in her pocket before occupying herself with the camera once more. But I admit, I did make an attempt to sound enthused. In truth, I wasn't. Kano did have an ultimate talent after all. If that was the case, what was I doing here? My heart and mind were racing. Am I just an anomaly? Was this all a mistake? Did I accidentally take the spot an ultimate student was meant to take? No way. My voice croaked in desperation. This lavish mansion was meant to protect ultimate students, those students with their wide-reaching influential skills. Those students who were dexterous matters of their craft. Those students who were charismatic enough reassured my averageness. Those students who created nostalgia-inducing delights. Those students who races upon races with pure skills. A repulsion rose in my stomach. I felt my breath shorten, my chest tighten. Suddenly I felt weak. What's wrong with you? You're shaking. I barely heard Kanon. I leapt for the front door. I needed to evacuate myself from the overbearing presence of the people who accomplished near impossible feats at such a young age. I said, dude, why do you all the protecting of Danganronpa that are untalented or lucky students so dramatic? Except, well, no, yeah, Shuichi, he had a talent, so he wasn't really like that. Kinda either. Yeah, but like you said, they're like, they don't know their talent, or they're just like lucky they all feel that way. They're all the same way. I was just an insignificant bug who wandered into a lion's den. Damn! None of them are like this though. I can't compete. I don't belong here. I grasped the door handle so tightly I saw my knuckles turn white. But soon. Did he get shocked? I only saw black. Did he just get shocked? I wearily opened my eyes. I was in bed, back in my personal room. Or so I thought. Forte was reclining in a love seat at the corner of his room, combing over what looked like sheets of music. I was in Forte's room. You're awake. He set the leaflet down before approaching me with an offering of water. I graciously accepted the cup and gathered my thoughts. My right hand was tingling. After gaining my composure, I managed to croak out a question. Forte, what happened to me? Curious. That's what I would like to know as well. Huh? What do you mean? Well, after the welcome announcement, I expected a jazz club, but was quickly uninterested in the venue. I went downstairs to retreat to my personal quarters for the afternoon, but promptly stopped at the foot of the stairs by Kanon. She said you collapsed at the foot of the foyer's front doors. Kanon told me to keep an eye on you and quickly left. I scoffed. How considerate of her to have someone else take care of me. But why you collapsed, she did not say. It came back to me. I wasn't behaving clearly. Yes. I remember now. Oh, no. This is like a... Yeah, I remember now. I was talking to Kanon in the foyer, but I felt a need to escape and was electrocuted when I grabbed the foyer door handle. I think I like him more now. He's egotistical, dramatic, but sweet. No, yeah, I never once thought he was like a bad guy. He seemed pretty cool for the most part. Electrocuted? Forte was appalled. On the other hand, felt nothing. I took another sip of water and closed my eyes. I felt wildly fatigued. Forte looked at me with a concerned silence for a minute. Echo, it might not be my place to say, but you shouldn't feel a need to escape. We're all generously treated with a safe location to relax in, away from danger. No, you don't understand. I don't have an ultimate talent like the rest of you. My head drooped in shame, regret, humiliation. I don't have any skills or talents to offer the world. He fell silent again. Be that as it may, you are still a peer who shouldn't feel outcast from the rest of the group. You must be with us for a reason, after all. I gazed into the water cup blankly. Come, the rest of the group is in the dining hall. I believe they are just starting dinner. Come with me. Go, my sweet, sweet boy. Forte placed a firm hand on my shoulder before offering his hand to help me out of bed. I complied quietly. He's cool, dude. He's probably my favorite boy so far. There's only 7 chairs. There's 10 people. We finally share a favorite. That's surprising to me. We usually never really like the same characters. That's actually wild. The dining hall was fully occupied by our small class. Hey, there you are. Art waved at me from the end of the table as I entered the dining hall, causing everyone's heads to turn. Ashley and Pandora quickly ran to my side.
What happened to you? What happened to you? Are you okay? What's going on?
Folks, please, allow Echo to... Wait. Folks, please. Wait. Folks, please. Allow Echo to have a seat before bombarding any questions done to the young boy. The rest of the class paused their dinner as Forte held me to an open seat by Ashley. Canon wasn't at the table, rather, she was standing next to the entryway. She must have noticed me looking at her and turned away once more. Our tastes are actually so different, and yet we can have mutual love for Forte. Forte is really good so far. Before I could confront her about what happened in the foyer, Missy placed a pork cutlet meal out before me. Bum, 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 bum. Ashley wouldn't stop fretting and concerns to your well-being, so I took the liberty of getting a meal ready for you whenever you decided to come down. This is exactly what I needed. How did you know? I didn't. Perhaps I was just lucky. He's also a lucky student? Missy shrugged indefinitely, but also saw her mouth turn into a slight grin. She seemed satisfied with having pleased me. I gave her a small smile back and helped myself to a small portion to regain my energy. Our little community had dinner together. Conversation lightly touched on everyone's mutual awareness of the preservation project. It was a project in which ultimate students who signed up would be placed under protective custody to preserve their skills to benefit their future. Similar stories of talent discovery arose. Certain students grew up in a certain environment where all they knew was that particular skill, yet they still rose to super excel beyond wildest expectations. I, of course, had no place in the dialogue. I paid no specific attention to the chatter, my mind going blank with white noise whether the topic of ultimate talents came up. As we finished our meals, Missy and Cyrus offered to pick up the dishes as everyone else restfully waited to hear what happened to me.
Echo, you have no idea how worried I was.
Ashley was holding my hand tightly. Ash,
if you're feeling up to it, wouldn't you mind talking about what happened?
I glanced over at Kanon's next to her entryway. Her face was an iron mask. Well, I was feeling tired from running around the mansion, exploring, so after the welcome announcement in the second floor atrium, I decided to go back to my personal room for a nap. Going down to the foyer, I was curious about the front door. I wanted to go to the outside, so naturally I grabbed the door handle, but was electrocuted by it. Forte found me collapsed and carried me back to his room to rest.
So you were electrocuted by the door handle?
Perhaps we should investigate. What? And get electrocuted ourselves? I like art too. Art's pretty cool too. Of course not. I simply want to inspect the door handle for any suspicions of mechanisms. We should also check the floor mats again to see if there were any other similarly rigged exits. And what would this accomplish? It would ensure our safety so that nothing like this happens again. But our safety as ultimate students in the Preservation Project safe house has already been compromised the existence of such a trap. The group fell silent. Cyrus was right. It seemed like we had already fallen into some kind of trap the moment we woke up. So when are we doing more to spare time? Don't get me wrong, I'm liking this series, but with a second chance. No, yeah, that's it. It's either gonna be tomorrow or Wednesday. Wednesday is gonna be watch time Wednesday. I'm gonna do like at least 2 hours of it, I think. It's either tomorrow or Wednesday, for sure. So, we're going to do nothing? Canon's indifferent voice broke the silence. I cannot wait. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be crazy. That's what you told me because you said the fifth trial was you said something crazy happened in the fifth trial, I think. Canon's right. We shouldn't sit idly by after our friend Echo was put in danger. We ought to investigate if not as an insurance measure, but to get to the bottom of the trap that caused such harm. The group agreed and went our separate ways to search for clues. But before anyone could get very far, an announcement rang in. It is now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will be closed until 7 a.m. the next morning. Even the darkest night will end and sun will rise. It seems like we'll just have to suspend the investigation until tomorrow. There's no use in wandering about aimlessly in the dark. I suggest you all rest up. I realize the situation is dire, but please do your best to save your energy for tomorrow. Sounds like a plan. We shall meet here tomorrow morning for breakfast and discussion. Yeesh, some first day, huh? One by one, everyone filtered out of the dining hall. Low concerned murmurs filling the corridors. Ashley stopped me back in the dining hall as the last few left. Look, Echo, I'm sorry if you felt hurt that I didn't tell you about my talent. Huh? How did you know? I'm your best friend, aren't I? I can tell when you're distraught. It was after that special welcome announcement I noticed you were off. It must have been difficult feeling like you don't belong. I admit it's been awfully overwhelming. I never meant to keep it from you. It's just I feel like being involved with me could only ever cause trouble. Not the horse racing aspect, but the ultimate student status aspect. To get tied up with such intense people could amount to ultimate levels of trouble. Ash, you know I'm your friend through and through. I don't think being friends with Ashley Westbridge, Horse Girl, is any trouble at all. I love you, Echo. You really are a good friend. Of course. Wait, of course, I love you too. She's gonna die, isn't she? God damn it. We made our way back to the living quarters hall and said our goodnights. Before entering my room, I saw Art and Lyle lingering in the halls. He said, "Oh, probably." Don't say that. Don't agree with me. Hey, you two. Something wrong? Nope. In fact, we're having a strategy meeting. Strategy meeting? Art asked me if perhaps our being locked in a mansion situation is a big puzzle. Think about it. Escape rooms mean exit. So maybe this mansion is just one giant escape room. I admit, it's not impossible, and it does sound interesting. Right? So, what do you think? I'm not sure yet. I have a feeling it's some convoluted ARG scheme. ARG? Alternate reality game. It's a type of game that is interacted with through different media experiences, whether it be online or real life. Tasks range from decrypting audio logs on websites to doing something odd like cleaning up local cemeteries. I see. Given those examples, it's plausible that defuse an electrocuting door could be added to that list of tasks, right? Well, they're typically employed to the public to boast attention for a product. What to the product is in our scenario, I'm not certain. And if it is an ARG, there must be puppet masters. There must be a puppet master that's setting these things up. Like an escape room's game master. They're already talking about a mastermind without it being a killing game. An escape room and ARG sound pretty similar in terms of involving and puzzle solving. I suppose they're not entirely different entities. Wow, you got it all figured out already. Heh, puzzles are my strong suit after all. I said goodnight and left Art and Lyle to conclude their meeting as I returned to my personal room. I felt the mental and physical exhaustion hit me all at once as I let myself collapse onto the bed. To think I'd be stuck in a luxury mansion with super talented students. My life before this moment had hardly been as eventful as a single day. I lived a rather average life with as little trouble one could hope for. It was almost utopian in a sense. I never thought it boring or repetitive. It was like my mundane life caused me to be a little more worrisome than any other person, likely as a will to keep everything the same going forward. However, this strange situation threw me in a state of disarray. I was wholly out of my element. Above all, I couldn't help but feel guilty for making Ashley worry. Whatever it is I found myself in, I clearly didn't have a place. I sighed heavily. I should get some proper rest. The room was mysteriously fixed with a few sets of my clothing in the closet of the personal bathroom. I let my body relax, and under the impetuous rhythm of a warm shower, crawling under the weighty covers, I turned down the lights and let my eyes slowly drift closed. Tomorrow, what were we going to discover? Time for Monokuma Theater. Okay, so that's it. That's the prologue. Okay, I think I will call it right there. I've been on here for a decent bit. I think that was the end of the prologue, though. Wait, is it? Maybe? I don't know. Is it? Is it? But like I said, I'm gonna just take it from the stream and upload it, because I can just download it on my laptop and edit it like that. Wait, let me open this. Yeah, I saved it, right? Let me do it one more time just to be sure. Now I can